Hello and welcome back to the channel, Cali Legends Media. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to all the subscribers and all of you who come by and watch the videos. Hit those likes and those heights. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So today's video is a response video, I guess, to a video that Renegade Media first came out with. And then, of course, Slugs picked it up and ran with it as usual. Once it involves Lucky, right? Anyways, it is what it is. What it is a bunch of lies. You know what I'm saying? So now, as usual, Slugs is pulling what he can to make up chisme and lies to speak on social media. Well, first I was a Dub sympathizer, and then I was a racist, and then I was attacking his wife, you know, a bunch of mamadas, you know. But let's get down to the facts of this video, okay? Now, I had received a text the other day. I actually opened it up on my phone. My phone's hard to use YouTube Studio. But I opened it up and I seen a text from one of my subscribers saying, hey, J-Hands from Renegade Media did a video on you or about you. So I said, oh, is that right? So I went and I looked through a bunch of his videos. I couldn't find it. It's probably somewhere in the middle. I didn't see any thumbnails or anything, or my name in any of the titles. So I text my subscriber back and said I couldn't find it. Which video is it? Well, before I got a response, Slugs did his own video mentioning not only myself, but Hoodstocks. And I'm not going to get in detail what he was talking about, but basically he was saying that we were paying money to somebody. That's, you know, for us doing our channels, that we were paying out to somebody, all right? And then he said, oh, well, I'm not sure about Cali Legends because he doesn't make that much, but for sure Hoodstocks, yeah, you know, I could believe that. Well, I could tell you this, that none of it's true. And if you think that there's people that got that kind of reach that would care about the nickels and dimes that we make, and that includes Hoodstocks, because yeah, he makes a lot of money, but it's not enough to really do anything, you know. And but regardless, he doesn't talk about politics, or he doesn't get into that. He avoids all those questions, just like I do. I might mention a few things that don't affect whatever their business is in there, because their business is their business. But I might talk about something that had to do with prison or a law being put together because of one of their lawsuits or hunger strikes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for you to come out on social media and to make such a claim, you know, well, like, I could understand both of you guys doing it because you're both pesetas, you know. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with that. I decided to change my life. Y que la chingada. That's good for you. You know, that's good. Say whatever you got to say to yourself to make yourselves feel better. And then I'm talking to both you guys. You know, basically, you did what you did, and you are what you are, and you'll always be to the end of time. You know, if you're good and you could live in your skin, more power to you. I couldn't live in my skin if I did something like that. You know, there was an individual a while back that got done very seriously and ended up in the hospital. And from there, he was going to have to go into to a special needs yard. He was on life support. That's how bad he was. But this dude couldn't live with that and pulled his life support off himself and said he'd rather die. He'd rather not live than to live like that. And that was his way of thinking, and those were his morals. So some of us think differently than you guys who have gone there and done that for whatever reason. Some of you should have never have even got involved with anything that was going to put you in that position, but you chose to, and you end up where you ended up. And some of you just messed up doing dumb shit. Some of you just took flight and got off the yards. It was too crazy for you guys. Whatever the reason, that was your reason. If you could live with yourself, more power to you. Like I said, I don't think I could. So that's why I feel so strongly the way I feel. Renegade Media, of all people, speaks on things that he shouldn't speak about. Why? Because it's other people's business that are living that life. He chose not to live that life. He not only does it as far as the North goes, but the South also. So he's screwed both ways, But, look, if you guys don't know it, trust, that guy has to be working for the police, with the police, or getting information from somebody who's in law enforcement. Even Swifty Blue said on No Jumper, he said, I don't know how this guy knows all this stuff. He knew more than I knew. Now, how in the hell could that happen? A dude living in bumfuck Egypt, how's he going to know what's going on in another barrio, right, that are doing their thing? And the only way you know about that stuff is having either an informant or you're being closely watched by the feds, okay, in that barrio. But obviously, he's getting his information from some source, and it's impossible, even for people who are in that life, to get information the way he does. So obviously he's working for or with somebody. Plus he has more enemies than anybody on YouTube. But obviously he doesn't care about his life, about his well-being. He has children to think about. Not saying that they would do anything to his kids, but doing something to him might affect his ability to be able to take care of his kids or to be there for them. This YouTube is more important to him than just being there for his family. Dude's working, he's got a job. There's no reason for him to do this except his pride and ignorance. He's like a little kid. That's why whenever you see him on one of my thumbnails, he's got a chupi in his mouth. He's like a little baby, Anyways, and Slugs, I'm done talking about that dude. That dude's own performance, if you can't see him for what he's doing and for who he is, shame on you, To some people, it's okay what he does. To others, it's not, But he has no business speaking on what he was speaking on, and especially on social media. He has a family too, and he's available. You know what I mean? He had his donut shop out there in Mexico, and believe me, people know where his donut shop was, But like he says, he says that the cartel hit him up for some feria, and he told him kick rocks, muy chingon, Out of all in Mexico, all the people that are doing YouTube and social media that have been hurt or their wind taken, you would tread a little bit more smarter. I would. I know I would. But I guess he's gotten comfortable being protected. So Slugs, keep on doing your thing, man. But I'd wish you'd leave my name out of stuff that's not true and just telling lies on me, man. That's some little kid get back shit, you know. But you do you. But just to clear the air, nobody's paying nothing. They're not interested in the dimes and nickels that we're making and stuff. Trust me, man. You know, you're barking up the wrong tree when you go there. We're not rappers who are that have like 5 chains that are worth maybe like you get yourself $100,000 of gold hanging on your neck, not counting the diamonds and your ring and your watches and your cars and your homes. And now that's making some money. And you know, if you're rapping about certain things that are pretty much trademark, or I guess that's what you call it, like kind of like a trademark, you know. I know that I'd want some shit, you know, but it is what it is, you know. But what they do is their business, and it should be kept that way. Don't compare us to rappers and whatever ones are doing what they're doing. That's their business, you know. We don't have the kind of money that they do, and even besides that, nobody even asked, you know. Nobody's asking like that, you know. You're making people sound petty, you know. So I suggest you both keep your P's and Q's to yourself. But obviously, you're not going to. You're going to do what you're going to do. Good luck. Good luck. I'm going to just stay back and watch, and then do my videos when it's time, you know. But you guys are out of line, man. Talking all that mess. Anyway, this is my video for today, people. And seriously, man, you got to pay attention to who's telling lies on social media and who's who and what's what, because you think you're getting the real deal and you're not. You're getting a bunch of nonsense, you know, made up shit, you know, just for views, just to get paid, you know, and it's really not worth it. Even doing all that, it's not worth it. Anyway, it's my video for today, people. As always, stay free. Stay out from behind them walls and from behind those bars. And enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your family, your loved ones. And God bless you. God bless your family. I hope to see you on the next video. And those of you who haven't subscribed, but come through often, watch the videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really helped me out. Still trying to reach that 10,000 gold. It seems like it's going up and down and up and down. You know, things have changed quite a bit, you know. But I'm going to keep rocking with it and doing what I do. Those of you that enjoy it, you're welcome to join the Cali Legends family, man, and subscribe. That being said, hope to see you on the next one.